What's up, guys? Dylan Rush with Cage Side Press, joined today by a lightweight fighter boasting an 8-16 professional record, Robert the Real Deal Wusstig. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for taking the time. I want to start from the start chronologically. My first question: where were you born and raised?
I was born in Tumanin, Guam. It's a small island in the Pacific, and it's just I was born and raised there. I've been there since 2020, and I just relocated out here in 2020, and since then
So,
I've been here.
so
Yeah,
did you live in Guam and you lived in Guam until 2020?
yeah,
What prompted you to make the move from Guam to now you're in Syracuse, New York, correct?
yes. It was just like it was time to move on and try to make things better out here because and then COVID happened and things just fell into that spot and we had all these funds coming at us and we just like, okay, you know what, we'll make that move and just see how it goes. And
Mhm. That's awesome. So you got
yeah.
into MMA while you were in Guam, right? What got you into the sport originally? And how old were you when
Hmm.
you started training?
I believe I was like 16 when I first started watching it because my older brother, he was an amateur boxer. He was boxing pretty like for a couple years, and I just enjoyed it. And then I watched Chuck Liddell versus, I think, is it Tito or Randy Couture, the first one.
Mhm.
And I just watched that one. And I'm like, man, I think I need to do this one because I don't think I was really good at school. I wasn't like, honestly smart in books, to be honest with you. But it was like it's
Wait,
fun in place. Yeah.
one second. Let me just mute that. Sorry, Rob, I'll cut that part out. But would you say your brother was a big influence for you for getting into the sport, or was it more watching
Yeah.
Fidel?
No, he was a big influence, honestly. Like he was doing boxing and then, I was his main, sparring partner when he was doing boxing, and then I enjoyed it. I was like, it was just fun. And then I started watching UFC with Chuck Liddell's fights, and he just became my idol. I got his haircut and all, so it was like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
and then once my brother fought two amateur fights back home, and I was his cornerman, and I like, even though I didn't fight, I stepped in there, and it just you know, felt fun. So like, I couldn't fight until I was 18. So I was like, okay, once I turned 18, I took a fight like 2 months after I turned 18, and then after that, it was like it was up from there. I just kept fighting and training, and at first I was training with my brother, just us backyard. It was called the back of my yard, and doing just us two, and then I just I took a fight in October. It was in October of 2007. Yeah, I had like two fights or two opponents that pulled out, and then the day of the weigh-ins, we I got matched up with this guy who was like 4-0 in MMA. All his wins were by knockout in the first round. So I'm like, you know what? I'll test it. I'll see. And I fought at 165. I think it was like 165 at the time. I didn't cut any weight. I was even below weight, but So after that, like, and he was like pro about jujitsu. He was training at one of the best gyms on Guam at the time. And I'm like, oh man. And then I just fought my heart out. I didn't know any jujitsu, no, nothing. I just wanted to just do what I gotta do, and I hung in there like for 3 rounds and it felt amazing and
You feel
threw a
like
kick.
was that fight like the moment where you're like, all right, this is for me, like this is what I want to do?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I did it, and I was like, okay, I think I like this, and I need to get a win before. I think about, if this isn't for me, but I already knew when I stepped in there, I had all the rush, the nerves when I stepped in there, and the guy was, undefeated 4-0 in my first amateur fight, and I didn't know who I was fighting until the day of the weigh-ins. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh man, guy's big, but
That's the thing about you, man. That's why these
yeah,
promotions keep calling you, because they to get you to fight, is because you're a game opponent. You're always ready. You take fights on short notice. You're tough. You're gritty. You're always in all these wars, right? Do you feel like a sense of pride that you always put on these exciting fights for the fans?
I just think that like I've always had heart. I've always had determination. Whatever I've done, even outside of fighting, I always try to push myself to do it. Like I played high school football. I was the smallest guy in that team. And I've always went up against the big boys and just tried to test myself and
Mm-hmm.
you know
You believe in
even
yourself.
yeah, that's what it is. And then and then my dad always put words in my mouth that he that don't ever give up, show your heart, you know what I mean? So it's like that's always been there. And he was the one that was in my corner telling me don't give up, because I was getting pounded on the ground. I didn't know no defense, no just so I'm like, oh man, I'm getting pounded here. And I looked to the side and my dad was there. He's telling me, he pointed to his target. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna stop. He's not hurting me. So I'm like, I had the mentality. I'm like, he's not gonna be, his punches don't hurt. You know what I mean? Even though after the fight my face was all messed up and
But it's
but
experience, it's all experience.
yeah, yeah, it was good. And then my, second fight in a few months after that, fought, didn't get hit, choked him out, felt good.
Oh yeah. So now you're coming
Guys,
off a loss to Frank Willis at CFFC 128 back in December. What are some things? What do you think went wrong in that fight, and what are some takeaways that you took with you moving forward?
man, the one thing wrong about that fight is I didn't expect him to wrestle me, honestly. He fought Muay Thai. He always wants to stand and bang. I said, watch his fights. I feel like he didn't try to pursue the takedowns. But so I was like, okay. So I was like, I mean, he took me down and he just wanted to hold me down. I'm like, man, why all these guys that I fight want to just hold me down and, you know, just, but I guess they see that my wrestling defense suck and just, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't work on my wrestling as much as I wanted to be honest with you. Because, Frank, is a Muay Thai guy. I didn't expect any of that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not scared to be on my back, honestly. Like, I don't think I'm gonna get submitted. I'm not gonna get punched out because I know defense on the bottom. So it wasn't, because I'm like more of like a jiu-jitsu guy too, you know what I mean? So it's like, I train with the best on Guam, like the best guys in jiu-jitsu, so it's like, I'm not scared to be in my back, but it's just like, my mentality was always like, stay calm and, poised, but so it messed me up in that fight, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't, the game plan I went in there, it kind of just went out the drain after he took me down. I think that's what messed me up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But
And plus,
nowadays,
yeah,
are you looking for another fight in maybe CFFC or Cage Titans or another promotion?
yeah, I'm contracted with CFFC for 4 fights, so like, they were trying to get me to fight in March 9, I believe, at the time, and I told him like I wasn't gonna be ready for it.
You were sick.
Yeah, I was sick, and then I wasn't training as much, and then I just wanted to make sure I'm ready mentally and physically. I didn't want to go in there, you know, blindsided again and not be focused, ready on, you know, my next opponent, no matter who it was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because my last 2 fights in CFFC is like, I took fights that are like, pretty, you know,
Tough.
they're both fighting each other in the next event, so it's kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. But how's your treatment been within the promotion so far? Are you happy with CFFC and how everything's gone?
Yeah, Rob and Arius has been treating me good. They ask me, they want me to fight, and when I'm ready to fight, so I'm like, yeah. So they're just waiting for me to confirm, and
Of course.
yeah.
What does it
So
mean to you to
that's
represent Guam, man? I haven't met any fighters from Guam, so you might be one of the only guys out here representing Guam in the realm of mixed martial arts.
oh yeah, like I there's a couple guys that came out here in the States to represent, like my coach, John Tuck, he fought in the UFC 8 times. So and then there's Trevin Jones that fought recently in the
You from
UFC.
Guam, Trevin Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. I knew he was from an island. I didn't know it was Guam.
Yeah, we were training partners, and we were pretty, close, we were cool.
Hell yeah.
And then but I guess I'm the only one that stayed out here and tried to, pursue it out here with my family, you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about this guy, Jason Castile, and how he's helped you throughout your mixed martial arts career so far?
Oh man, it's new, I mean, like I only signed with him because, I feel like I needed a manager to help me out with fights and knowing what's best for me, because I feel like I've taken fights just because I wanted to fight,
Yeah, yeah.
And then, he messaged me saying if I want, if I have a manager, if I wanted to, work with him. And, I just gave it a shot because no one else came at me. So I was like, okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So how long has it been? Only a few months now with him?
I think last year, I think March, I believe. I am not too sure. Honestly, I forgot, man.
About like a year, that's good. So I know you have a wife, 4 kids, you got a family out there, right? What
Huh?
lessons? I said, I know you have a family, you have a wife and 4 kids, right? What lessons do you hope to teach your kids through your fighting career and through all the ups and downs in your career? What is the greatest lesson you've learned about yourself?
Man, like what I wanted to achieve in this is that try to teach my kids to not give up in what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like no matter how much you know it's hard. And the things you love to do is like you just gotta keep pushing yourself through all the obstacle course. Like because I told them, look at my record. I don't have the greatest record, and it sucks. I wish it was better, but I told them just learn that just give it all your heart. You know what I mean? Like my son, he plays basketball and he's saying he wants to be better than LeBron James, but you know what I mean? Like he just, I told him, you just gotta push yourself to do it. You gotta keep, training, playing the sport and doing it. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens, when if you want to achieve something like that big, you gotta keep, practice.
You can never give up on yourself.
Yeah. I told my kids, I mean, like whatever you guys want to do is just I'm gonna be supportive, because I know you guys been supportive of me, and I want to just give them, my own. I just, because this sport with, family with kids and wife, what I mean, it's hard,
Mhm.
especially with my wife. She, it's hard for her, because especially with all the kids, like the
Or
struggle. And then the fights I'm in, what I mean, it's always it's
crazy.
exciting. I think it's exciting. But she enjoyed it. She cornered me my last
He
fight.
cornered you, I know.
Like I guess she didn't have a choice, or like she just because she wanted to be there for me, and I love her to death. You know what I mean? Like I don't think anyone would have done that for me. You know what I mean? Like for in this fight game, it's hard. You know what I mean? Your wife cornering you and like last minute, like oh man, okay, and then she gave out good points, but my mindset was already out the drain. I was just
Mhm.
out like just for the struggle. Yeah.
But it's great that you have the support system. You have your family who's there for you and helping you or yeah, helping you. I mean, if they're cornering you and they're believing in you and your dreams, of course, that's a great thing. I got a speed round for you real quick. All right, you ready for the speed round?
Oh, what does that mean?
I'm about to ask you a bunch of random questions. You just got to answer.
Oh, all right.
All right, what's your favorite food?
Man, seafood.
All right, me too. Who's a fighter you look to emulate in your own style? A fighter you want to fight like?
Man, I've been thinking about John Jones a lot, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's a good one to emulate, man. What's your favorite place? I know you fought in a lot of places. What's your favorite place you've ever fought? Favorite city?
Man, honestly, no, what felt good was I think Cage Titans
Mm-hmm.
in Plymouth. It was a good, crowd. It was a good event. So it was pretty cool, Yeah.
Plymouth, Massachusetts. That's a cool place.
Yeah.
What's your favorite submission to practice in training?
The either the darts or the the guillotine, like the head and arm,
Mm-hmm.
all those chokes.
Yep.
That's my specialty, yeah.
Nice. What's your dream fight? If there's one person, past or present, regardless of weight, one person you would love to fight or would love to fight, who would it be?
Oh man. I would say Max Holloway.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's a good one. Uh, are the Broncos gonna make the playoffs this year?
Broncos. Oh man. No, honestly, I like them, but now they don't even have a quarterback, so I don't know.
You don't like them as much anymore now that they're bad, right?
Yeah, it's just no, it's just like I guess their management or like
They're rebuilding.
a rebuilding, but then they don't even have a rebuild, honestly.
Yeah, it's not great. What last one for the speed round? What's your hidden talent? What is something that you're very good at that people wouldn't know?
I can't say singing, but but I don't know. I honestly I guess math. I'm good at math. I'm playing 2K and Madden. That's it. So like that's why I fight because that's and then yeah, and I like helping people honestly. Like I've always wanted to become a fireman,
Well,
EMT.
after your
I was going
career,
I was going to school to become an EMT, but I mean things happen but yeah, it was,
maybe once you're
well,
done, maybe once you're done fighting, you could be an EMT or a fireman.
that's my plan.
You
That's what I
should.
want to do.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Uh, when it's all said and done, Robert, wins and losses, fighting, training, even outside of fighting, what do you want people to remember most about the real deal, Robert Wusstig, above all else?
Yeah. I I just I don't give up. I mean, I haven't given up no matter how much I lost and how much, you know, it's just I don't give up on chasing my dreams and making things fun, like showing, my kids that I don't give up, and just being there for, this showing that my heart of a champion, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a good message, man. That's good. I like it a lot. It's inspirational. And then the last one, message to the fans, the Robert Wusstig fans out there. What can fans expect to see from you in this year, 2024?
Man, my only mindset for 2024 is just going on a winning streak, you know what I mean? And, you know, just being a better person and, being smarter overall and just being, the best I can be as a person and,
Well, I know you're not going to give up on yourself. I know you work really hard for all these fights and throughout these fight camps. So I'm excited to see what you do this year. I think you could do it. You could get on that win streak, get back in the win column, whether it be CFFC, Cage Titans, or another regional promotion, man. So good luck moving forward. This will be the first of many interviews. This won't be the last one. I'm excited to follow along your career, man. Thanks for taking the time today, bro. I appreciate it.
all right, thank you. Appreciate it, man.
You good, bro. Take
All right,
care.
I'm going. Shoot.